Three Packers. Highlighted on PFF's 2026 Top NFL Free Agent List. What's at stake for Green Bay's future? The Green Bay Packers find themselves at a pivotal crossroads heading into the 2026 NFL offseason. As the franchise looks ahead, they face a series of crucial decisions that will shape the team's direction. With a core group of talented players set to hit free agency, this offseason is shaping up to be far more consequential than the one that came before it. For Packers general manager Brian Gutekunst, the 2025 offseason was relatively low stakes in terms of re-signing key free agents. This was largely due to the lackluster performances of the 2021 draft class, which left little in the way of pressing extensions. But 2026? That's a different story. With several key contributors potentially on their way out the door, Gutekunst will need to make some tough decisions. One thing is certain: next year's free agency class is packed with players who have the potential to make a significant impact elsewhere if they aren't locked down in Green Bay. In fact, Pro Football Focus, PFF, recently released a list of the top 10 free agents at each position, and 3 members of the Packers have earned spots on that list, 2 of whom could very well garner major interest from rival teams if the Packers don't act fast. Zach Tom, the right tackle. Who's become a cornerstone first and foremost on the list is right tackle Zach Tom, who has emerged as one of the most reliable players on the Packers roster. A 4th-round pick in 2022, Tom has quickly developed into one of the league's top right tackles, a position that has become increasingly important due to the high volume of elite pass rushers lining up against it. Tom's performance in 2025 only solidified his position as one of the premier players at his position. He received the 3rd most All-Pro votes among right tackles, trailing only Detroit's Penei Sewell and Philadelphia's Lane Johnson, 2 of the game's elite players. Notably, Tom has proven to be a strong and surprisingly agile blocker, a unique blend of technical finesse and strength that belies his relatively light frame. While he may not boast the brute strength typically associated with right tackles, he more than makes up for it with his movement and ability to stymie defenders in both pass protection and the running game. Given his level of play, the Packers would be wise to prioritize a contract extension for Tom. While there's been some speculation about him potentially moving to center, something Packers GM Brian Gutekunst has acknowledged as a possibility, Tom's success at right tackle makes him a fixture there for the foreseeable future. I would foresee that he'd probably stay at right tackle because he's done such a nice job, but he does have the ability to move to a bunch of different spots, whether that be center or left tackle, and I'm sure he could play both guards if you needed to, Gutekunst explained at the scouting combine. Tom's versatility is a luxury, but his effectiveness on the right side should make him a priority for Green Bay. He's not just a reliable option, he's a cornerstone, and losing him to free agency would be a major blow. Malik Willis, a backup QB with starter potential. Backup quarterback Malik Willis is another player to keep an eye on as the 2026 offseason approaches. Willis, who was drafted in the 3rd round of the 2022 NFL Draft by the Tennessee Titans, has stepped up when called upon for the Packers. In 2025, he led the team to 3 wins, including 2 as a starter, and nearly added a 4th were it not for a last-second field goal by the Bears. While he may not have the starting experience of other quarterbacks on the market, Willis has proven to be more than capable when thrust into action. In fact, among the 49 quarterbacks who threw at least 50 passes last season, Willis ranked number 1 in passer rating and completion percentage. Those are numbers that can't be ignored, and if Willis continues to develop, he could become a coveted starter for teams looking for a signal caller with upside. The Packers will need to decide if they want to invest in Willis's future as a potential starter or let him explore free agency, where there will likely be no shortage of suitors. In a league where quarterbacks are often in short supply, Willis could become one of the more intriguing free agents on the market. Romeo Doubs, the receiver. who's still searching for consistency. At receiver, Romeo Doubs is another Packers player making waves on the PFF list. Like Tom, Doubs was a fourth-round pick in 2022, and he's shown flashes of brilliance during his time in Green Bay. Through his first 2 seasons, Doubs has amassed 147 receptions, 1,700 yards, and 15 touchdowns, tied for the most among receivers in his draft class. However, Doubs' development has been far from linear. Despite his solid production, he has yet to record a season with over 800 yards, and his consistency has been